Good evening. Good evening. I want to make an honest appeal to the opposition leader, Brian Mnduvile, who is the Tonse Alliance president. Based on the literal information that God has given me through visions and dreams, my appeal to him is to avail him an opportunity to understand that the privilege that has been given by the Zambian people and the opposition leaders that have come to support him must not lead Zambia to see another tragedy, a grievous death in the presidency. I remember when Sata became president, he declared that my government will rule under the Ten Commandments. I want to say that that information, of course, Sata took it from the books and he took it to the people that he surrounded me with, those that were getting information, stealing information from me, instead of him Sata calling me and taking other actions. He called me, of course, 29 October. He called me and accused me to say, no, are you sent by Chiluba for you to tell me that and that and that? Because Chiluba was leading, him was in opposition. I said, no, I'm not sent. I'm not a suspect. I'm just telling you to say you are heading to State House. And your heading to State House needs God's protection. Because when you are in State House, you are going to be captured. So today, I want to explain specifically for Brian Mnduvile and those that second him. They must also understand, because right now as we look at things, we view Hakainde Hichilema as an enemy to the opposition leaders. We view Hakainde Hichilema as a person who is fearing Brian Mnduvile. I'll tell you to say, Brian Mnduvile, if you want to know your real enemy, take time to consider this offer. Call me on a video call. I'll reveal to you the truth and I'll pray with you. Because when I went to trap Chiluba at the airport, I said, Chiluba, I've come to reveal to you your enemies and your relationship with God. And this was the day that I trapped Chiluba. On this photo, I know that there are other people who were smiling here and so forth. They might be around. They know this day. When I was telling Chiluba here to say, Chiluba, I've come to reveal to you your enemies and your relationship with God. The enemies of Chiluba was not Dr. Kenneth Kaunda or Anderson Mazoka. These enemies are the ones that are bringing all the leaders of Zambia down. But now when we see Hakainde Hichilema is operating like a robot, he's not himself, he's captured. And even the opposition, when they are actually fighting to go to State House, they'll end up being captured if they don't receive God's warning and God's agenda. Zambia, it will be beyond redeemable state. No one will redeem it. But I want to say that I'm happy to hear what Brian Mnduvile has actually said when he was introducing these other Tonse Alliance members who I know of, Scotta, Sakuiwa Scotta. This man was the one who was supposed to take over from Anderson Mazoka. But somehow, Hakainde Hichilema, who was not even near to those political positions, he became a person who took over UPND, because it is a fraternal It was a system that was already set. They didn't want to put someone who has an idea of saving Zambia from colonial masters. So now they picked someone who is able to be used according to their agenda. So now I'm appealing to the opposition leaders. I remember I spoke with Popolande recently. Popolande is one of the people that I saw the book when Mwanawasa died. I saw the two books. The friend in Namibia, who was a president, or minister rather, he got either first volume or second volume, because I saw the first volume to them and the second volume. Popolande, seated among those leaders that Brian Mduvile introduced, I appeal to Brian Mduvile to ask Popolande, and the Popolande has the copy of what I wrote, and I'm not changing anything. What I'm going to quote today, Popolande can have access to my books to show to read that I'm not a prophet who wake up and say, looking at political scenario and say, oh, Mnduvile is going to win, like these other prophets from Malawi, like the Fernandos, like any other prophet, like this one at Ebed Angel of Zimbabwe, who claims that he's the one who killed Lungu. Far from it, because he says your days are numbered. When did he say that? When did he mention that everyone's days are numbered? But when you talk about a vision, you give a specific time and you name the reason why that person has to die. I saw Lungu before he became president, and his death was said there in the letters in 2012, before Lungu became president in 2014. So there is nothing that Ebed Angel claims to be a senior prophet by those that I want to masquerade. No, my father, I used to trust you, Ebed Angel, but why are you claiming to say you killed what? That is a drama to dramatize, to make the claims to be trending. Why can't he go to court if the Zambian prophet or the other prophet or the Zimbabwean man who is claiming to say, no, a Zambian son to Ebed is angry because I want to allude that all those are dramas to make Ebed Angel to be as if he's challenged or faced with the criminal offenses, but just to advertise false prophets. Brian Mnduvile, I'm speaking to you. Don't be misguided even by CR1. I understand JJ revelation, and he uplift whatever the crucifix, whatever what is this, the rosary. There's nothing in the rosary. There's nothing in Catholic. But what he's saying is right. But where is he leading for protection? It is not correct. So now let me not spend my time talking about that, because I've come to review to you to say what I'm going to share with you today is a specific core, because when people look unto you, Mnduvile, for a deliverance from what is persecuting them, then you must be armed, because we are in a satanic nation. Let me show something that I just come across, and that confirms that this government that is there is a Freemasonry government.
Who is giving people free education? It's good to follow a Satanist who is feeding school-going children into schools than having a Christian. Okay? Imamkamba ni mwa Kristo, he says Satana watu apeleka free education. Satana watu akambomenya watu. Imamkamba ati zankalako. Izankalako ni chani. Tiendi kakumane background hapa yamba bato, we are ready for you. Of which we know. It's easy, it's good to follow Freemason.
Yes, this UPND man is saying it is good to follow a Satanist who is giving people free education and any other things that he has said. So a Freemason
feeding school going children into schools than having a Christian. Okay? Even somebody who Christ, he says Satana watu apeleka free education.
So he actually says Satana watu apeleka free education. Afeeding abantu mu school. I want to ask every genuine Zambian. Under Dr. Kendrick Kaunda, we had free education. If I can remember too well, there was even free education under PF, perhaps in other lower grades. I remember even my children were going to Twatasha school. We are not paying school fees. But my children, I decided to take them to private schools because I said the free education is not teaching the children what we expect them to learn. They are not learning too well. So now, if this man can tell me to say we should vote for Hakainde Chilema because he's a Satanist, he's a Freemason, because he has given us free education, what is the profit from free education? There are people who have certificates and degrees, even university. They have no employment today. And what will this education change? A lot of children are going to school, but there's no work. The companies were sold. The government cannot employ. The private sector is not employing enough. People are hungry. They have no food. But he says that let's vote for Hakainde Chilema, a Freemason, a Satanist, because he has given us free education. He has given children, they are eating at school. I don't think that is convincing enough, because this education is leading us to economical slavery. The works that we are working, they are not there to provide meaningful living, meaningful employment, meaningful wages, nothing. So now I want to say that when I listened to this and when I compared what Mundubile said, I tend to realize that the vision that I had with the Lily Mutambo, where I told Lily Mutambo to say your team is winning, it was before Mundubile was elected anywhere. It was before the Bill 7. It was, I think I need to revisit my WhatsApp messages with Lily. But I want to confirm that Lillian can confirm what I told her. Immediately when he adopted Mundubile, I said, God showed me that your team is winning. But I said, which team? But I understood later where it says BM Mundubile, the team for winning the elections. So now, today, I repeat again of the vision where I was carrying the iron sheets for Mundubile. For a roofing, of course. He needs a roof. And that roof is God's protection. Then there was a dish that had mud. So I was cleaning that dish, was at the back of the back that was carrying Mundubile's iron sheets. Then I said, as I was cleaning, I saw Mundubile. Now in the picture, he was helping me to clean that dish that had mud, that was cement, which was mixed for building. So when he cleaned, then I started advising Mundubile to say, Mundubile, don't pack these sheets one-sided, because the space that remains this side is very short. It cannot fit an iron sheet. Make the iron sheet, the first iron sheet hit the end, the second iron sheet hit this end, until all the iron sheets, they go one, they are following each other on top until they fill up the back. Then they'll be balanced and all of them, they'll fit in this bag. So now, I want to say that all the leaders that are siding with the Munduvile, they must actually follow what I mentioned in that in the video of 26, 27 August. I produced 2 videos where I was pleading with the opposition to do what, to unite. Where I mentioned that, say, if an opposition leader is arrested, another one must stand up. If another one is arrested, another one must stand up. This is exactly what I'm seeing in Munduvile, Makebi Zulu, and many others. The person I didn't see in this grouping is Luvinda and this other Kambwili. I'm appealing to all opposition leaders to be the iron sheets that are going to unite in this battle to remove Zambia from Satanism. And this battle of removing Zambia from Satanism, it doesn't need intelligence, political intelligence. It needs an iPod protection from God. And there are many people, I've seen the Mnduvilo team, even in their WhatsApp group, there are people who are giving in prayers every day, I thank them. But I want to tell you to say, there is a God that you need to test beyond every ordinary prayer that you are giving in. The God of my visions and dreams. Because these visions, they are not mentioned today. They have a historical background. I've written what is happening today years back. And the God that has been revealing these things has never missed a point. I'm not saying that your prayers are not heard, but every time, there's a time when God uses a prophet. He uses 1 or 2 or 3 with different messages. You can have other messages which are very true, but the message that I have, you may not have it as you pray for Munduvile. No matter how many hands can lay on Munduvile, but as long as this revelation that God gave me, starting from 1990, which is happening until today, you may not protect Munduvile from the encroachment of the frog that saw Manawasa to the grave, that saw Chiluba to the grave, that saw this one, Banda, Lungu, Sata, and Kaunda. Kaunda was supposed to be here today. I have an old man who is a friend somewhere around. He's 97, still strong, still going stronger. And Kaunda was strong, because when I remember the time when we were burying Nelson Mandela, he was actually running to the podium. Kaunda was strong, but they made him go to the grave early because he was opposed to the rise of Hakainde Chilema. So let's hear to what Munduvile said.
You can resist an advancing army, but you can't stop an idea whose time has come. And that idea is opposition unity. May I take this opportunity to invite the fellow leaders? We stand and show that kind of unity. You can resist an advancing army, but you can't stop an idea whose time has come. And that idea is opposition unity. One Zambia. We are very serious about opposition unity. And we
are not stopping at anything. What motivates us? We have analyzed, we've realized that this country is divided. It's divided across regions, divided across tribes. We've gone back to the drawing board. We want to start afresh. We want to start from the beginning. And starting afresh, you can only start with the team that we have here. Today, there has never been a time that Zambians have been so overly conscious about their ethnicity. Today, it's not enough to tell somebody your name. They'll ask you what tribe you are. And we are saying abash to tribalism. Tribalism, regionalism, we are starting a journey. We are starting a journey where we will bury tribalism. We are starting a journey where we will bury regionalism. Because we simply want to be Zambians. That's what we have been, and that's what it will be. What you are seeing here, if we have done our part, you made a call and saying, come together as the opposition. You reached out through the church. You reached out through traditional leaders. You went on radio. You went on social media. We sat back with my brothers and sisters here. We said it's not about us. It's about the many civil servants who are suffering today. The many youths who have no jobs. The people that are dying in hospitals because of lack of medicine. It's about the farmers who supplied their produce and are not paid. It's about the weakest in society. Nakulu Mutinda. We have agreed. It's not about us. It's about the Zambian people. The point here is, if we have done our part, we have delivered our part of the bargain. What remains is for you, the people of Zambia. We are saying, come August 18th. August 18th is a day that the Zambians must draw the line and put behind the many challenges that have endured the past few years. It's your decision, the Zambian people. I know many of our candidates are here. You are going out to the constituencies. Go and deliver a message of hope.
I tend to believe that God spoke these words that Munduvile has just said. I want to read what I wrote and published in this book, the open letter to Dr. Manawasa. It's me here with Dr. Kenneth Kaunda at his residence in Kablonga. So I'm speaking what I've shared with all these other presidents that have died. And today when I'm sharing with you Munduvile, I'm simply extending the same call which I made a long time ago. Our court, you have mentioned too well that Zambia is divided by tribalism. Whenever you introduce yourself, they'll ask you, which tribe are you? So through God's revelation, I penned this when I was appealing to Dr. Levi Manawasa in the 14-page letter that I wrote to Manawasa. In this letter, I actually penned out this. I said, then Zambia will remain without a king before God. No one shall unite the nation. No one shall remain to guide the nation. no one shall have respect in the eyes of the people of the world, and the tribal wars shall never end, only donor slavery in sight. So this I said before tribalism was brought on board on a full scale by UPND government. Today, Munduvile, you come out, you want to end this case, this declaration. It calls you to another page of which I wrote. I was reading actually page 105 of the second volume. I've already mentioned to say the person there in your team, he has the book. Popolande. Ask him. He'll show you. If he doesn't have, I'll give you also to other names of the people that may have this book today in Zambia. So, page 48, I said, God uses, this is paragraph 3, God uses prophets to anoint kings and presidents. Manawasa refused this anointment and he went ahead to do things that I warned him not to do, using the stolen 30-term blessings to fight corruption, and he extended his fight to Zimbabwe. How can he ensure rigging free election in Zimbabwe when he won through rigging? There is a spirit of the frog in this fight of corruption. This is a stubbornness that was manifested by King Saul's behavior. What is it that I'm saying? I'm actually saying Mwanawasa refused the anointment. It is not only Mwanawasa. All the 7 presidents, only Dr. Kenneth Kaunda accepted this prayer. And when I prayed for Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, he continued into political scenario. I warned him of the death of his son, West Kaunda. And when West Kaunda died, I attended the funeral. When I attended the funeral, I met even in Nevers Mumba at that funeral. That's the first time I came across Nevers Mumba. And I had a team of young children that were singing. Then Dr. Kenneth Kaunda said that your prayers are answered. I said, no. I didn't pray for your son to die, but I warned you. I tried to stop you. I returned Dr. Kenneth Kaunda when he was scheduled to go to Western Province. I returned him into the office and he said to Dr. Kaunda, don't go to that political gathering. I saw danger in that political gathering. In a manner that I'm coming to you, Munduvile, if I was in Zambia, I was going to come to your house direct. But now I'm not in Zambia. I'm giving this video to reach to you. I'll post this video on your Facebook. I'll post this video. I'll actually even ask Lillian Mutambo to share with you this video. Because Lillian Mutambo, she's part and parcel of this message, as I told her to say your team is winning. So I'm saying, as I wrote in this book, God uses prophets to anoint kings. Not everyone can anoint a king. When Elijah was sent to Ahab, no any other prophet was supposed to reverse that king, that case of 3.5 years of no rain. Regardless of the 4,000 prophets, the 400 prophets that Ahab had, it cannot stop the case. The demonstration was made when Elijah says, you want to test my God. Tell all your prophets, let's go to the mountain and pour water on your sacrifices and pour water on my sacrifices. Let's see whose God shall answer by fire. So I'm also saying, regardless of how you pray, how you believe, how many people have surrounded you with prayers, I'm simply saying there's a declaration by God. There is a frog that is there that brings down our president. In the whole world, only Zambia is a country that has no former president. All presidents have died, 6. And this one is moving and is a dead grave because there are already 2 graves that are dug. If he can accept at this point in time that he must not fight to rig the election, he must let people choose on their own accord, then if Munduvile is chosen, let him be the former president. But if he crosses this line of mercy by rigging the election, by making sure that he fights the way the Tanzania formula of killing almost everyone who demonstrate against a rigged election, then he would have crossed the line of mercy. The grave will wait for him. So I want to say that as much as I have already said, to say Hakainde Chilema is not your enemy, Munduvile, I appeal to you that even if you win the elections, let the spirit of revenge come to an end. The enemy is there. I can reveal that enemy to you if you are willing. You can call me. My number is +2 79 566 63 63 +2 69 +2 69. I repeat, double +2 69 5 66 63 63 +2 69 5 66 63 63. I want to say that this number, I've repeated it several times so that everyone can get it. You can reach me on WhatsApp. When you reach me on WhatsApp, we can have a video call and discuss. I'll tell you, and I can pray you on a video call so that you are aware of what is leading all these presidents to the grave. And you become aware of what Michael Sata claimed to say, I'll rule this country with the 10 Commandments. He didn't know what is the 10 Commandments. He just knows the 10 Commandments as he reads them from Scripture. But I'll give you the understanding that shall protect your leadership. Everyone that aspires to be a leader must seek anointment from a right source, because the time that we are in, it's an evil time. Why did I say so? Again, in this book, there's a lot. I can read in all other books, but there's a lot. Page 122, I said, paragraph 3. The death of Unipi, MMD, and Mwanawasa shall usher the nation to the Antichrist, the Pope, through the government that shall take over, shall not be Zambian in nature of doing things. Listen to this statement. I never wrote this book yesterday. This book was launched 2008. And hence I'm appealing to Popolande to check for the book in his bookshelf, to ask his friend and compare the notes, because someone will say, this prophet, he simply wants to make a name. Maybe he wrote the book and he tries to say, I've kept this one, original copies. I've also original copies of every volume that, this one, it's an original copy, the first production, and I've kept them. And this one also, the Pigpen predicament of Mwanawasa. These statements are repeatedly and they are there. So now, let me read again so that you understand. I said, the death of Unipi, the death of MMD. Remember, MMD is Patriotic Front. Michael Sata received the warning to Chiluba at the airport. Behind me here, on this picture, there's Michael Sata here. Behind here, there's Michael Sata. On this book, when I told Chiluba to say, I come to reveal to you your enemies and your relationship with God. So I come to you, Munduvile, through this video to reveal to you your enemies and your relationship with God. This is the only highest love I can provide for you, Munduvile. And I can provide for my country, Zambia. I can provide for my Africa. To say, Africa, there are things that God have preserved my life until today for me to share with this nation, for me to share with Africa, and for me to call for Africa to unite under Ibrahim Traoré. I want to say that I'm saying this from deep down on my heart. What God has revealed to me is too much for me to ignore. Even when Brian Mduvile, you have not called me, you have not made an effort, but because I have the message, I need to tell you to say, God is saying, can you receive his agenda for your protection? Because no one can reverse tribalism the way it is here in South Africa, where xenophobia has been tried to be minimized, but it continues to grow almost on a daily basis. You cannot stop it because it's a project to divide Africa. Only those that are anointed by God are able to stop this. Let me read the other statement on this. I said, through the government that shall take over shall not be Zambian in nature of doing things. UPND is not a Zambian in their nature of doing things. So this prophecy has been fulfilled. UPND was a target of the Antichrist under the leadership of Mazoka. My question to UPND President Hakainde Hichilema is UPND free from the Vatican influence or support today? The greatest question everyone must ask, why and what is the purpose of my visions to the nation? The answer as follows. This was 2008 when I published this book, before UPND became president. I was sure that UPND will lead the country. And I'm sure that the vision that I saw, whilst I was detained at Kosima Puru because of these visions and dreams, arrested for trespass at UN, where I saw Michael Sata taking over from UPND, and he led me on a red carpet to introduce my God to the country. If Brian Munduvile accept God's agenda, that vision will be fulfilled. Zambia shall go back to one Zambia, one nation. But if Brian Munduvile reject, as all these others, including Hakainde, have rejected who I am, perhaps God would still need Zambia to understand the power of God. And those leaders that are next to you, Munduvile, they may be the ones that are going to say, okay, there's someone who said, Kaunda, Chiluba, Manawasa, Lupia Banda, and Sata, Lungu, HH, they died because they rejected to listen to him. That's when even the death of Munduvile would be added on the list. That's when they will come to this rescue operation. I never named these books Rescue Operation Series because I thought about it. It was God's revelation. Because he told me I must rescue these leaders from death. But all these leaders have rejected this rescue operation. These leaders, they have subjected me to mental illness. They have accused me of a lot of things. And even now, my application of a permanent resident has been subjected to overstay when I did not overstay. My bank account has been closed. I can't renew even my driver's license. I can't renew because they are changing everything for refugees. Everything is becoming like it's useless. So now, why? It's because they are fighting the ministry. So Munduvile, I'm appealing to you to say it is time for you to seek God's hand in your leadership. Because here I said UPND was a target of the Antichrist. And now UPND has done what? Has confessed in the video, that video clip that I played, that free education is offered by a Satanist, a Freemason. So why can't we offer, why can't you vote for us? Because as Freemason, we can give you free education, whereas Christians cannot give you free education. So it's a confirmation of what I wrote. So then I said, to save the nation from giving its country to the Antichrist in fulfillment of Bible prophecy, for God has put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and to give their kingdom, country unto the beast. I actually put here in brackets America, until the words of God shall be fulfilled, and the woman Catholic Church, which thou sawest in that great city Vatican, which reign over, that is to control the kings, president of the earth, Revelation chapter 17 verse 17 to 18. Catholic is the one that is controlling presidents. Vatican is the one that is pulling shots. And America is the one who is controlling our natural resources. In fulfillment of what I wrote, I'll add many other things when you avail yourself, Mr. Mduvile, the Alliance President, and even those that are seated on the queue there, they are all leaders. They must take time to call me and talk to me. I'll pray for them. God shall establish them, and God shall establish their leadership. May God bless you. I'm meeting others at midnight, 24 hours every day for prayers. I invite you, Munduvile also, and those that may need to join me every night, 24 hours, midnight cry, when God separates the wise from the foolish. Thank you.